Hello friends, my name is Jamie, and welcome back to another episode of the Martius podcast. Martius is my fantasy adventure audio drama about humans and fairies that I'm currently in the process of developing. The full story synopsis is down below in the description. All episodes of the Martius podcast will be linked down below in the podcast playlist. Last episode was about the missing fairies incident, which is the catalyst for the events of the story. And today's episode is really just going to be a short and sweet little video with some updates regarding Martius. So without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, first things first, I wanted to show you guys 3 new official Martius character portraits that I commissioned recently. Once again, I worked with Miyu, who did the portraits for the 6 main characters, and once again, they did a phenomenal, just outstanding job. I will have all their links to follow and support them down below in the description, which I highly recommend that you do so because they are so talented and such a pleasure to work with. Okay, I will be doing an episode at a later point where I go in more depth and detail about the designs of these characters and some other characters that I hope to have commissioned portraits of by then. But for now, I just wanted to show you guys these portraits because they are just too gorgeous not to share. Starting with our main antagonist, Queen Reya Marion of Martius, looking very mysterious and elegant. I'm obsessed with how she turned out, and I love how like the pink background is such like a stark like contrast to her black veil and her black dress, and I love how you can see like her gold necklace peeking through. It just looks so beautiful. Next, we have her daughter, Princess Diana Marion. I love her armor and her little smirk. I'll go into more detail about this again at a later point, but I really wanted her to like, it was really important to me that she didn't look like cartoonishly evil. I just wanted her to like have like a little bit of smugness to her, and so the little smirk, it was very important to me, and I feel like it really I feel like Miyu was able to capture that really perfectly with that little smirk. And last but certainly not least, we have Commander Rowan Donovan of the Martius military. Out of this batch of portraits, Rowan is my personal favorite. He just looks so badass and cool, and I love his hair and his little gold hoop. Again, Miyu did such a, like, oh my god, such a fantastic job. Please go follow and support her. She is such an incredible artist. She has done such a good job of like capturing like the essence of all of the characters I've commissioned from her so far. Like, just such a gem to work with. Please go follow, support her, all of the things. Alright, the next and really main order of business is concerning next year's episodes of the Martius podcast. So after today's episode, the podcast will be going on an official, and intentional this time, hiatus until July of next year. And the podcast will come back alongside a little mini-series that I'm going to be doing called the Martius episode drafts. The title is pretty self-explanatory. Starting July of next year, I'm going to be doing readings of the first 5 episodes of Mission to Martius. And as the name suggests, these will be drafts of the first 5 episodes. These readings are really meant to help me like hear what the episodes sound like when being spoken, when being read aloud, so that I can factor that into the revisions, as well as any comments that you guys might have. And then this is also my way of giving you guys a little sneak peek of what I've been working on and what the series in general is going to kind of look like, and what generally to expect from these episodes when I eventually release them, like as the official versions. Although keep in mind that it's very possible, as these are drafts for these episodes, to look completely different when the official versions come out in the future. So just keep that in mind. Although generally the plot threads and characters will stay the same, but there are very likely going to be some changes from the drafts to the final versions, because again, these are drafts, and for some of them they are first drafts. And I'm also going to have the script on screen during these readings so that you guys can see it while I'm reading it, in case you need it or just prefer to see the words on screen as you're hearing it. I'm also going to have the official portraits that Miyu did on screen whenever that character is speaking, if they have a portrait. Obviously, not every Mission to Martius character has a portrait yet, but I thought that it'd be fun to showcase the ones that we do have during these episodes. Originally, the plan was to do this series this year, but I have been so busy with work and my Rewriting Minecraft Diaries series that I decided to push this series back until next year to give myself more time to prepare for these episodes. I'd also like to invest in a better mic so that the quality of these videos is better, so I hopefully will have that by next year. Honestly, I've just been extremely picky, and that is genuinely like the number one reason why I have not gotten a new mic. I've just like been so fucking picky. There are too many choices, and I'm so selective. But fingers crossed, by July of next year, and honestly, hopefully sooner than that, I will have a better mic so that all my videos, not just for this upcoming series and for the podcast and whatnot, but everything is just better quality. Alright, that's all I have for today's episode of the Mission to Martius podcast. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Like I said before, the podcast will be going on hiatus until next year when the episode drafts start coming out. I'm aiming for July releases for the first episode draft and the corresponding podcast episode, but obviously that is subject to change because we are so far out, so keep an eye on the community tab for any updates as they come. In the meantime, you can listen to all the podcast episodes linked down below in the podcast playlist, and as always, if you guys have any questions about Mission to Martius, feel free to leave them down below in the comments and I will do my best to answer them. Once again, thank you guys so much for listening to the Mission to Martius podcast, and I hope to see you guys in the next episode when it returns. Bye, guys.